guys, I'm Aveline and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So, first of all, I want to say you might be able to hear someone drilling in the background at some point. I can't postpone this voiceover any longer because it's already 20 minutes to 6 and this video was supposed to go up at 6:30, so it's not going to. It's going to be a little bit late. But my upstairs neighbor, as you might know because I've mentioned it a couple of times, for some reason likes to drill a lot, so I don't know what to do about it. But anyways, I don't want to sit here and complain about it again because I've already done that in several other videos by now, I think. However, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a warning because you might hear something in the background, but you also might not. I don't really know. We will see. It's going to be very exciting. But today we are building this house, and this is built on a 40 by 30. It's definitely not a tiny house. It's also not a 30 by 20. Like I said before, it's a 40 by 30. It's been a while since I've built on a 40 by 30, and I forgot how long it takes to make these houses. I just want to put it into perspective for those of you who do not know how much time goes into making videos, and I can only speak on my behalf. I don't know the process that other YouTubers, like what they go through and stuff, but I started building this house Sunday evening, and I didn't finish the house until yesterday evening, and managed to edit it before I went to bed. And then today I've been out with my mom. We've been talking through some things, and we also went to buy my sister a birthday present. But it's literally taking me a whole day to build the house and record it and edit the video and stuff. So just to put it into perspective, with tiny houses I can maybe do a video in like 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours. But with these kinds of houses, it does take me a lot longer. So just so you guys know, that's why when I do bigger homes, I can't do a lot of videos every week. It's not possible to have like 5 videos up. It's just, time-wise, it's just not possible. So I also need free time. Plus, I'm also working on my second channel. By the way, if you are curious what I do over there, I currently do house building tutorials in Minecraft. So if any of you guys are curious about that, if you play Minecraft, which is an awesome game, by the way, I just want to shout out to Minecraft. Anyways, I do house building tutorials over there, and there's a couple of builds up already. I would love suggestions from those of you who do play Minecraft, like what other houses you want to see or what houses you like to build in Minecraft as well. Just let me know. Like, I love hearing you guys out on ideas and stuff, so yeah, but that is what I'm doing currently over there, and those videos take so long to do as well. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I should be making shorter videos, but I don't know how to not. So there you go. Anyways, but today we are building this house. So this is for a pair of parents, a teen, a kid, and a toddler. So it's for, oh, I think also a cat. Actually, yeah, a cat. You could possibly also put a dog in there. There's a couple of toy boxes around. There's only one small pet bed, and I think it's in the living room. But I mean, animals kind of sleep wherever anyways, also in the game, so does it really matter? I tend to not really use the pet beds anyways because I feel like, I don't know, the pets just fall asleep on the beds or the couch or the ground, so it doesn't really matter that much. Does it matter for their comfort? I don't really know. Plus we can't actually see that because they're not playable, so you can't see their stats, but or their needs, I should say, not stats. So I tend to not really use the pet beds, but there is one, and I think it's in the living room. I actually really like the layout of this house. I was having a few issues with it because it's quite squared, so there's not a whole lot of shape to the exterior, as you can probably see. Oh, I do want to say, by the way, this house is very heavily, at least the facade of it, not the color scheme, but like the shape of the facade of the house is very heavily inspired by a picture that I found on Pinterest. I was planning on saving the picture, but then I went to bed and I forgot where I found it. And I just recalled that I could actually go through my search history, or not my search history, but your browser history or whatever, but I forgot to do that the next day, so I'm sorry about that. It was like Sunday evening. I was super tired. I was completely worn out, and I went to bed without thinking about it, but I was actually planning on finding the picture so you could see what the house looks like. I just forgot. But it is inspired by a picture that I saw on Pinterest. So just want to give credit to the picture that you can't see. You get what I mean. So yeah, Pinterest is my go-to. I get this question quite often, actually, like, where do I find inspiration for my builds? I either find the inspiration, yeah, I suppose, whatever. on real estate websites or Pinterest, sometimes Google, depends a little bit on what I want to build. For example, the Japanese tiny house that I did a couple of weeks ago or something, that picture or that house was actually found on Google because Pinterest did not have a lot of Japanese tiny house pictures for some reason. So I decided to go on Google for that one. And I don't know, I've built some other houses in the past, some bigger ones like 50 by 50, 64 by 64s, where I subscribe to different real estate websites, both because I love to look at the houses just for fun, not because I'm interested in buying any of them because they're in the US and I'm not moving to the US because I like to live where I live right now. Okay. But I like to subscribe to the pages anyways because they send me pictures of houses and they're just fun to look at. So I do that. So if you're wondering like where can you find inspiration for builds and stuff, like just look at real estate websites and Pinterest, subscribe to different newsletters and all this, not newsletters, but like if they get new listings, you'll get emails sent to you, for example. So that's very handy. There's also a website that's called, what's it called? Homes for the Rich, Homes of the Rich. I don't really remember, but it's a website that only posts pictures of mansions and it's quite fun to go through those houses. Some of them are like majestic, glorious, beautiful. Some of them are a little bit over the top as well, at least from my point of view. As a Dane, our houses are very small here, but those houses are huge. And I don't know, it's just fun to go through. So I recommend that website too. I think it's called Homes of the Rich, but it could also be Homes for the Rich. No, Homes of the Rich sounds more correct, but I don't really know. So I recommend you go look at that page too if you like huge houses. But other than that, I mainly use Pinterest. So I feel like my voice sounds so different today. I've been out, like I said before, I've been outside hanging out with my mom. It's really rainy outside and kind of windy as well. So it might have something to do with that. I'm also trying to suppress a cough. I don't really know what's going on right now, but it's fine. Anyways, I'm all healthy and stuff. Yay. So for the landscaping, I first of all was not really in the mood to go over the top like I usually do because I knew that it was going to take ages. I also felt like it's a bit weird to do landscaping in Brindleton Bay sometimes because of the terrain. We don't really have any terrain paint that fits this terrain. So it just makes it a little bit awkward to do landscaping sometimes. So I decided to keep it very green, and there's a couple of white flowers as well. I think I used one of the pink bushes too, but other than that, it's mainly rocks and like green bushes and shrubs and stuff like that. It's very structured. There's just a little bit around the driveway to the garage too, because I felt like the terrain paint again just looked off if there wasn't any. And then I placed a lot of trees around the lot too. I like to use trees on the sides of my houses because it kind of frames up the house shell a little bit. I think it looks very nice. So, and also just to add some privacy from the neighbors too. Also, sometimes you might see a shell in the background. It's not for a new shell challenge. I forgot a little bit about doing a tiny house shell challenge, but actually, do you want to do a micro home or a tiny house shell challenge next? Because we're going to do one of those two. So let me know in the comment section which one you want to do, and I'll try to do it this week. Like I was about to say before, I kind of forgot all about it because I had all these, like I had to go to do some stuff. I had to go to Paris. I had to hang out with my family for the weekend too. So I just kind of completely forgot in the stress of trying to prepare for that. But now that I'm home again and I'm focusing on working, we can do the shell challenge. So let me know if you want to see a tiny house or a micro home, and I will do the shell according to that. Maybe we can do like a mix or something. I don't really know, but let me know. So I think we moved on to the interior now. As you can see, the layout is a little bit weird. It works on the second floor, but that was also actually, considering the house is basically a box, it's supposed to be difficult to do floor plans in boxes because you don't really have any shape to kind of go after, or how does that make any sense? Not go after, but usually you can make walls because of this, like it just comes more naturally when the house has a little bit of shape to it. because you can follow corners and stuff. I don't know. It's really difficult to explain in a voiceover where you can't see what I mean. But on the second floor, there's absolutely no shape to it. However, for some reason, it was actually really easy. I think it's because it's not a small box. It's quite a big box. So all the rooms are fairly big. They all have room for a double bed, even the toddler's bedroom. But of course, I didn't give them a double bed. That would be weird. But all pretty big bedrooms. Of course, the parents have the biggest one. And there are two bathrooms on the second floor and also one here on the ground floor where I also put laundry machines. So they have everything they should need for gameplay purposes. This is the kitchen. As you can see, I decided to put it in one of the smaller rooms here on the ground floor. But I had this, not like a vision of what I wanted the kitchen to look like, but I don't know what else to call it. So I'm going to call it a vision. But anyways, so it's like overcluttered. There's a small eating space here in the kitchen too. Over under the windows, you can see I put a couple of chairs. They won't use the sized up shelf to eat on. Like they won't put down the plates on the shelf. They'll just sit and hold the plate, but they can still sit on the chairs, in the chairs, not on them, in the chairs and eat breakfast, for example. I play tested it and everything and it should be completely fine. I was considering doing the size down island counter trick, but I decided to delete them in the end. So because I wanted the chairs to look a little bit more randomly placed instead of just like straight up against the shelf. So, but I'm probably going to do that trick in another build at some point because it's quite fun and makes the kitchen or whatever you're doing look a little bit different. So I think the overall theme that we're going for, or the overall vibe or style that we're going for, is country rustic or rustic country. I don't really know how to say it, but if I would have, if I had two words to describe the interior, those are the two words that I'd use. So rustic country. It's a little bit summery, a little bit spring-like. It's very bright, but there's also rustic elements to it, like the flooring here, the columns too. I've used a mix of a lot of different pegs, but I wanted it to look not too pretty, but like a little bit rustic, if that makes sense. So yeah, we're going for beige kind of furniture. So the wood tone is not deep. It's not white. Well, actually, there's a bit of white wood in here, but it's mainly like this sort of beige light wood tone that we're going for. So, because I actually used to use a lot of darker brown woods in my interiors, but I went through a phase where I really wanted to get better at using the more lighter wood tones and also white. And now I'm kind of sticking to those instead. I don't really know what happened, but it's kind of like I did a 180 and I completely changed up my color scheme preferences, I suppose, or something. And it just makes everything look a little bit brighter, I suppose. So I've been using a lot of those wood tones lately, but I should go back and do a couple with some darker wood tones as well. I don't really know. A lot of you don't actually comment on the wood tones anyways. I think what I get comments about the most when I get comments about color schemes and stuff, or colors in general, it's the color scheme. So some people like more muted color schemes and some people like a lot of colors in their interiors, and I try to do whatever I feel looks pretty in the moment. So it's just kind of, yeah. It's a bit hard to explain. Always remember, one thing to remember when you ask for something you want in the next build. I'm most likely already working on the next build when you watch this video. So I can't do what you're requesting in the next build because I'm already working on it. But also, I get a lot of comments, a lot of requests for different stuff every day. No two people have the same opinion. So I just kind of have to do whatever I feel works with the build. Does that make sense? So anyways, in here, they don't have another living room. I would call it probably like a lounge area. So I was desperately trying to make these two chairs work, or these two couches, whatever you want to call them. They're from Island Living, but as you see, the wood tone is a little bit off. So it was bugging me a little bit, but I found out that the coffee table that's also from Island Living actually comes in this swatch, which has both the light wood tone, but also the darker medium wood tone, whatever, that's also on the couches. So it kind of ties everything together a little bit, at least in my mind it does. But I don't think I've ever used, like, other than Sulani builds, I don't think I've ever used these couches because they're a little bit weird to me. We don't really have those kind of couches here. At least I've never seen one in real life. But I felt like they would fit perfectly into this sort of lounge area. So, and out here we have a sunroom, I suppose is what you call it. So I decided to put a lot of plants in here. They also have another lounge area. So basically a couple of couches. These are from Perfect Patio, I believe. And I just wanted to make it bright and cozy, plantsy, and all the good stuff. I went a little bit overboard with plants here, but as you guys know, I love to put plants in my builds, so I basically used this room as a bit of an excuse to go a little bit overboard with the plants. But hopefully you guys are okay with it. I have a problem when it comes to plants. I love them. They add so much life to interior, and honestly, like, I have a lot, or not like a crazy amount in my apartment, but I have like 13 total or something. And I love them. I love having plants around me. It brings so much life into the interior. So I do the same with my houses in the game too. I just add plants everywhere I don't feel like I overdo it. Of course, that's my personal opinion. Some other people might think I overdo it, but I don't think I do. So I'm going to continue. So in here we have an office. I decided to give them an office, not necessarily because I think either or one of the parents work from home or they work a job where they need like a dedicated office to their job, or to work in from home or when they're not working or whatever. So you guys get what I mean. I don't think the parents have jobs like that. I don't really have an idea of what the parents do, to be honest, but actually let me know if you have an idea of what they do, because I would probably say gardener or something, but I don't know why, but whenever I build houses in Brindleton Bay, for some reason, one of the parents in the build always turn out to be a gardener, and I don't know what's my issue with that. Like, why do I keep doing that? There's just something about Brindleton Bay that just screams gardener to me, apparently, so don't know what that's about. But let me know if you have any ideas for what the parents in this house do for a living. I would love to know. But like I said, I felt like they just needed an office. The house is big enough for it too. And I didn't really feel like another bedroom would make sense because it's right up against the patio, and that's a little bit awkward if you're sleeping in there and people come home late and stuff. So it's also right next to the front door, and yeah. It just made more sense to turn it into an office, so I did. So they have a little private space down there where they can either sit and read or just study or whatever. So this is the biggest bathroom, and it's on the ground floor. This is also where they have the laundry machines, and it's pretty it's not as basic as some of my other bathrooms that I've done. I definitely tried to put some more effort into this one. I want to say that's pretty cluttered, actually, but it's also because they have this little laundry area. I decided to close off the laundry area just a little bit. There's still no door between the two areas in this room, but it's definitely a bit closed off. So one of the parents could probably do the laundry while the other one is taking a bath or something, and they wouldn't notice each other. So I'd probably freak out if I was in the bathtub and someone opened the door to do the laundry, but it is possible, I think. Luckily, the Sims don't necessarily think like that, not all the time at least. They're pretty stupid when it comes to certain things, so it should be fine. But I just felt like closing it off just a little bit. That's also why I swapped out the windows, because otherwise there would be a wall like right between two of the windows in the 3 square window, and that bugs me. I don't like to do that, so I just swap them out with 3 one-tile ones instead. So we have moved on to the second floor, and this is the parents' bedroom. They have the biggest room. I think it's a 5x4, so it's 20 squares total, and it's actually quite spacious if you think about it. Also, in a little bit, you'll see me place down a couple of things, but like a couch or something, because they had some extra space. Maybe I just put down a dresser and a chair. I like to give my Sims bedrooms chairs when it's possible, because it's very realistic to me to have I don't have a chair in my bedroom, but it's very realistic to me to have a chair in the bedroom, so you can like throw your clothes over there, like you can put them out ready to put on in the morning or something. So I decided to put a chair over there in the corner. It's a super cute chair too. It's from Cats and Dogs. It's kind of like, it has like grandma vibe to it, I think. So the same counts for the dresser, actually. Quite grandma in my opinion. There's a lot of the stuff from Cats and Dogs that is quite grandma actually, and I really like that vibe for certain interiors. I don't want too much of it in my game because it's not very versatile. It's like specifically for that style, and I like versatile items, but I think some of them are pretty cute. So anyways, moving on to one of the other bedrooms. There's about 3 more to do, but this one is the teens one. I always have issues figuring out the layout of like furniture and stuff when it comes to rooms that have a door in one of the corners of the room. I don't know why. It's super annoying because I don't like to put things in front of the doors because to me it would be super annoying to have, let's say, a dresser in front of a door, but like one tile away from the door. I'd feel like I'd open the door, and I know that a lot of rooms in real life do have this, like it's not an issue in real life, but maybe it's just because I'm clumsy or something, but I'd open the door, walk straight ahead, and just like straight into the dresser. I would 100% do that because I'm clumsy, so I just don't like to put stuff in front of doors, and that becomes an issue when you have the door in the corner of the room because then you have an entire wall that you can't really put anything in front of. So I decided to ignore the fact that I hate putting stuff in front of doors for this room because there is a dresser in front of it, but it should be fine anyways. I also put something in front of one of the walk-in or one of the sides of the walk-in closet in this room as well, but the walk-in closet still works. I did play test it. As long as you keep the right side of the walk-in closet clear, so don't put anything in front of the right side of the closet still works. So your Sims can still enter the closet and put on outfits, try on outfits, whatever. So also their room is pretty overcluttered, but I was taking my time with everything actually. I've gotten a little bit better. This is why the video is not super long considering it's a 40 by 30, but I've basically gotten a little bit better at stopping recording when I kind of plan out what I want the rooms to look like, and then I start recording. I put down the stuff, and then I stop recording, so I don't go through the process making. Like, I don't sit here and choose dressers and stuff, because I already know which one I want to go with, and it just makes the videos a little bit shorter, basically. But it still takes the same amount of time to record, because I still have to make the decisions, like they're not just made out from. That doesn't make any sense. You guys get what I mean maybe, but yeah, it just causes the videos not to be super long, which is nice for my voice because I have to do the voiceovers and it's not funny when you have to do a 40-minute voiceover. I don't know if you guys know what it feels like to talk for 40 minutes straight, but sometimes it starts to hurt a little bit, and or not hurt, but it's not good. Plus sometimes you run out of things to talk about as well. I don't know if that's just a me problem, like maybe I just don't have a lot of stuff to talk about. It could be, but 40-minute voiceovers are not fun to do. I've done a couple and would not recommend, but 33 minutes is fine, or 31, I don't really know. We will see later on. Anyways, moving on to the last one of the bedrooms. This is for the toddler, and I was having issues with this room actually because I am used to making tiny human bedrooms very, very small because the humans living in those bedrooms are very tiny. But today we're dealing with a 4x4, and I realized at some point that I'd run out of furniture to put in there, so that was fun. But I figured out something. I put this sort of hallway table that's from Laundry Day over here, and I kind of cut a little bit of it off, so it's sort of hidden inside the dresser, but it also looks super nice. It has some baskets in it and some pillows and stuff that I just think are perfect for toddler bedrooms. So I use it a lot when it comes to toddler bedrooms, actually. And other than that, they basically have toys, a dress, or a wardrobe, I should say, and a bookcase as well. And, more toys, because it's a toddler. They're a little bit spoiled. They definitely have a lot of toys, but it's good for the toddler. So like I said earlier in the video, we do have another 2 bathrooms here on the 2nd floor. So they're a little bit closer to the bedrooms compared to the one on the ground floor. They're also smaller because I needed, the space for the bedrooms, and I don't really care too much for big bathrooms anyways. They're not that important. Like, It's not like your Sims are going to spend a crazy amount of time in the bathroom anyways, unless, you know, they have stomach issues or they just really like to take baths or something. I'm not judging, whatever. But I chose not to furnish them on cam just because I knew that the video was going to turn out super long. So, plus it's bathrooms, they're small bathrooms. I basically just used the same items as I did in the bottom floor bathroom anyways, or the ground floor bathroom. And yeah, that's basically it. They're just a little bit more simple, still cluttered, still whatever, but I chose not to include them in the footage. But they're there, I swear. So anyways, moving on to the backyard. I actually wanted to keep this backyard fairly simple. I don't know if it turned out fairly simple. There's a lot of plants, and they have a pool. They also have like a small corner for a monkey jungle bar because I thought that would be cool for the kid and also the tiny human once they turn into a kid. And there's a swing. Everyone can use that if they want to. And also a couple of plant pots. So 3 big ones and 4 smaller ones. And yeah, I tried my best to make sure that the backyard would fit the house, but honestly, I don't really know if I managed. At least it fits the front of the house, so it kind of goes together with the sort of landscaping that I did at the front. So I framed up these small areas with one of the fences. I wouldn't really call that a fence, but I don't know what else to call it. You can see it right there. It's the gray lining that I don't know what to call it. But as you can see, I framed up areas and then I used the same plants as I did at the front of the house. So a lot of green plants and also a couple of white flowers. And also, they're just flowers on bushes, by the way, not like proper flowers. I don't know if that makes any sense. And then also a couple of pink bushes. And I think that's about it, actually. If you're wondering about the rocks that I've used at the front and also to make a pathway over to the pool area, they're from the World Objects catalog, so you need to use the cheats that are always listed in the description down below to make this World Objects catalog show up for you. And there's a lot of stuff in there, especially if you have all the packs or almost all the packs, especially if you have just the expansion packs. There's so much stuff in that catalog. So it's basically everything you see in the world around the buildable lots is in that catalog. So as you can imagine, there's quite a lot, especially, like I said, if you have the expansion packs, because the expansion packs come with new worlds, and new worlds mean new World Objects catalog, or new World Objects in the catalog. There we go. So yeah, but they're from that catalog. I think they're base game. They're pretty cool and your Sims can still walk on them. And yeah, I just like that they have a little bit more shape to them compared to the rug that came with Get Together. So I've been using these ones instead lately and I like how it looks. I do size them up a little bit just because I like the difference in sizes. So some of them are sized up, some of them are not, and that's just personal preference, but you can do whatever. And yeah, over here we have the monkey jungle bar area, and also there's a flower arrangement table and also a beekeeping house, and I think I put some decor next to it. I just thought it would be cool or cute to have this little area where they can do some flower arranging. So also because they have a lot of plant pots. And yeah, I just thought it would go hand in hand or something. So lastly, I decided to put a few more details on the house. So I took these balconies that are base game and then I sized them down. So they're kind of covering up the flower boxes, but only the box part of the flower boxes. I basically just made new boxes for the flower boxes because I liked those ones a little bit more than the standard ones, if that makes sense. They're a little bit more rustic, so it kind of goes with the rest of the house. And then we're also filling up the patios, but I think that is about it. So if you guys like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. There should also be a link to the tray files and also the download or the gallery download in the description down below if your online gallery doesn't work. And other than that, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
We ride around in style, sleeves rolled up, glasses on. And then you make that smile and my heart starts racing when I'm with you. When I'm with you. got your high heels on, and I'm wearing my worn out jeans. What could go wrong? Sipping on a beer, sing along to our favorite songs. All I want is you. You make my world spin round and round. Sometimes I don't know what to do, 'cause my heart starts racing when I'm with you. Can't get enough of this. Being with you is like never ending sunshine. Feels like everything